Hello student, welcome once again. Hopefully that you all are good and fine, okay, and healthy also. So let's continue the previous lecture, okay. So in previous lecture you have to know about the reflex arc. This thing you already know. So many things will be there. That is the most important one, because in alternate examination question will be asked in between the reflex action and reflex arc, okay. So be ready for that. Now here first we will start the difference between reflex action and reflex arc. So directly we saw the difference. So reflex arc, and here is reflex action. What are the difference? The first difference you saw that in reflex arc, it was controlled by spinal cord and brain. It means that reflex arc was controlled by both, that is spinal cord and brain, because you see there, you already saw there that the brain give the positive and negative response to the cranial nerve, to the mixed nerve, and later that motor nerve will be transmit that impulse to the specific part, okay. So this one. Second one, so here you see that it was controlled by spinal cord. It was only controlled by spinal cord, not brain. This is the basic difference. So the main question is that why brain is not involved here? Why brain is not involved here? This is your question, the first question. As I already told you, if the question will come in between the lecture, you have write at the top, it means header, okay, header or footer, okay. So use that. So this one, first question. Second question that I am going to tell you, ki which action is spontaneous or immediately. So reflex action is voluntary action, is a voluntary action. What is the voluntary action? What is the voluntary action? Voluntary action, the action which are in our control, okay. That you know about the voluntary muscle, the muscle which are in our control, that is called as what? Voluntary muscle. And the muscle which are not in our control, that is called as what? Involuntary muscle. So you know that the voluntary action and involuntary action, and the action which are in our control, that is called as what? Voluntary action. And the action which are not in our control, that is called as what? Involuntary action. So these are two difference. There are 5 difference are there, but here I am only told you the 2 difference, okay. Later we will told about all the 5 difference, but first you just involve in that 2 difference. Second points. So what is the definition of the reflex action? What is the definition? So the definition is what? Definition is what? Simple is that. Suppose that if someone will cover your eyes, okay, and your finger is take it at a flame or a candle flame, okay. Suddenly what will happen? This muscle is mean this hand or this finger is in your control. It means you have to control this finger according to its work, okay. But at that time when we are going to touch that candle flame, suddenly that finger just removed. So what will happen at that time? What will happen? This voluntary muscle, this one is voluntary muscle, it means this muscle in our control has give involuntary action. it means voluntary muscle give involuntary action, that is called as what? Reflex action. That is called as what? Reflex action. One more example. Suppose that you are sitting, you are in there in your house, okay, suddenly earthquake will come, to your legs or your mind is in your control, okay, but at that time what will happen? Suddenly that muscle, it means voluntary muscle, give involuntary action. So these are the definition. The definition is what? When, yeah, direct you out, voluntary muscle give involuntary action is called reflex action. So this is the definition, simple definition, you have to learn it, simple definition. Voluntary muscle give the involuntary action, that is called as what? Reflex action. Okay, the main point in the board examination, what are the only the main point, what the main point? This one is the main point. This one is the main point, that is voluntary muscle gives involuntary action, just little bit, okay. And so many points are there. If you want to add some more point, there's 2 points, you have to write it, no problem is that, okay. So this is all about the reflex action, and so many things are there, but from in your course and from this lecture, there is online lecture, okay, only this thing you have to learn it, okay. So that is PNS is nearby, it was completed, okay. Now come to the CNS, that is CNS most important. CNS, that is central nervous system. Central nervous system. Central nervous system, it means centrally means all control will be done by this, okay. So in this we have to know first one, that is we have to know about the brain, okay. First we will know about the brain. Okay, the first thing about the brain is what? If we saw that it was covered, suppose that this one is a skull, this one is what? Skull. Inside that brain is present, okay. So it cover, first point, it cover by a hard layer, yeah, hard bone, direct you write an hard bone called skull. There are so many names are also there, but you have to know about the skull first, okay, first point. So there is a cavity, if the brain is present, so there is a cavity, okay. The cavity in which the brain is present, that is it means the cavity in which brain present called brain box or cranial cavity, okay. Third, study of brain is called craniology, that left it, no points will be there on that, okay. So this one is the brain, okay. The average weight of the brain is, the human brain is in adult human brain, it means weight is about 1400 grams, okay. So maximum work was done by this brain, it means about 80% work was done by that brain, okay. So these are some points about the brain, but so many points are also there, you just listen it very carefully. One thing, the fluid the liquid which are present in the brain, liquid, it means fluid which are present, that is most important because in so many examinations, that is CSF, that is cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid, as it is named, that is cerebro, it means brain. Okay, spinal, it means a spinal cord. Okay, fluid, it means liquid. It means this liquid, that is CSF, that is cerebrospinal fluid, is present in both, that is brain as well as in what? Spinal cord. Okay, so this brain, this protect in liquid, it protect the brain from shock and injuries. It protect the brain from shock and injuries. Yes, shock and injuries it will protect. Okay, clear? So this one is the important point. Next one, brain. Later we will draw the diagram here, but first you see here, brain covered by 3 layers, which was commonly called meninges. Which was commonly called what? Meninges. That brain, suppose that the if later that diagram will be there, but first you see here, meninges. The names are, here we will write the names. The names are, simply you learn it, that is pia mater, that is outer one. Okay, second one is arachnoid, and the third one is dura mater. This one is outer to inner, it means outer, that is outer part, and this one is inner part. Pia mater is outer one, middle one is arachnoid, and inner one is dura mater. Okay, so these three layer protect the brain. Now we are going to see the diagram. The diagram is very simple. Okay, so first you see here very carefully. This one is the simple diagram of brain, but here are some modification that we will do. Only draw like this. Okay, now come to the layer. Okay, now come to the labeling part. Labeling part, you have know the labeling one, all the parts, but only first I am label this 3 1. After that I am going to tell you some branches, and later that branches will include in it. Okay. Now these three, that is 1, 2 and 3, is called as meninges, commonly called as meninges, that is already told. That the outer one is called as pia mater, middle one is called as arachnoid, and the last one is called as dura mater. Okay, clear? Now I am going to tell you one thing here very carefully. You just see here, the branches is there, and the branches is most important because so many points that I am going to tell you in the branches. After that the description will be there. Now suppose that brain. Okay, first thing that I am told you very carefully, some humans, I told you humans only because I am not include some specific one. Someone told that this one is the forebrain, this one is the forebrain. Okay, and they all know that the brain is divided into three part. Brain is divided into three part, 1, 2 and 3. That this one is called as forebrain, this one is called as midbrain, and this one is called as hindbrain. Okay, so someone will told that this one is the forebrain, this one, and this one is the midbrain, and last one is the hindbrain. That is wrong. That is absolutely wrong. Okay, now first you see here, what is the forebrain? Forebrain, this layer, that is this layer, you see, this layer is called as forebrain. This, yeah, it means from this part to this part, that is upper part of the brain, that is basically called as what? Forebrain. Clear? So if you go to labeling it, this one is called as what? Forebrain. Everybody clear? Okay, from this to this, okay, that is called as what? Hindbrain. Hindbrain means just below. Okay, and this one is called as what? Midbrain. Okay, clear? So if someone will ask that this one is the forebrain, midbrain or hindbrain, then clearly you told that this one. Okay, now come to the forebrain. The largest part of the brain is, that is forebrain. Largest part of the brain is forebrain. I already told, in between the branches some points will come. Largest part is the forebrain. It is occupy approximately 1/4 part or 1/4 part of the forebrain. Okay, 4/5 part of the forebrain. Okay, so clear? Forebrain is divided into three categories. Okay. Number 1, olfactory lobe. Olfactory lobe. So many questions will be arise through the olfactory lobes. First question, just listen very carefully. What is work? What is work? Its work is simple. That is responsible for smell. That you all know that brain is the center for all the informations, whatever it will be done in our body. So olfactory lobe is responsible for smell. Okay, so if someone told that if some perfume spray will be there, then which part of the brain is responsible for just smell, that is what? Olfactory lobe. Clear? Second one, that is cerebrum. Please learn it. Cerebrum, that is cerebrum. Learn it. Okay, because this one is this one, later it will be here, it will be because cerebellum. Bellum, if you want to learn, that shortcut is basically here. Brum, it means spelling is small, so small will come first and the large will come at the last. Cerebrum. So olfactory lobe is responsible for this. Cerebrum, later that I will told you. That cerebrum, okay, that one cerebrum is composed of or made up of frontal, parietal temporal occipital. These are lobes. Lobes mean parts. Cerebrum, basically the largest part of the forebrain is cerebrum. Smallest part of the forebrain is olfactory lobe. Once again, that I told you, largest part of the brain is called forebrain. Okay, smallest part of the forebrain is olfactory lobe. Largest part of the forebrain is cerebrum. Clear? Frontal, parietal, temporal, occipital. As you know that this one is from this to this one. That is what? Forebrain. Frontal. This one is frontal. This one is frontal. Okay, frontal lobe. Parietal. Parietal means this one. This one is parietal. Okay, that two one. This one. Temporal. This one is tip. Tip means temporal. This one. And occipital. Occipital means last one. That is occipital. So 4 part that you know. Okay, come to the last one. That is diencephalon. Diencephalon. Later we will discuss about that. Okay, midbrain. That is midbrain is also called as mesencephalon. Mesencephalon. Okay, so later we will discuss about the mesencephalon. Okay, now come to the hindbrain. Hindbrain, there are so many parts. There are so many parts of the hindbrain. That is first part, that is pons. In your course, it means in 10th class, pons will be not there. But here, I am going to tell you. Okay. The second one that I already told, that is cerebellum. And the last one, that is medulla oblongata. Okay, so these are some branches of that one brain. Now here you see, here, because here it was completed, here you see. Okay, this one is hindbrain. In your course, pons is not there, so this structure, this one is called cerebellum, and this structure is called medulla oblongata. Clear? This one is called cerebellum and this one is called medulla oblongata. Midbrain, this is the largest part of the midbrain. As you know, this one is the what? Pituitary gland. In the gland that you already know, base of the brain, this one. Okay, and this one is the forebrain. This one is the frontal, parietal, temporal and occipital. Okay, so these are some branches of that. Okay, today let's start that first one, that is forebrain. Okay, then let's start one. This one. Okay, forebrain. First point that I already told, that forebrain is the largest part of the brain, first thing. Okay, and the smallest part, that is olfactory lobe. Clear? Now first you come here, forebrain. The first point is directly you write, it is the largest part of brain. First point. Okay, second point, it occupy 4/5 part of the brain. 4/5 part of the brain, or 4.5 part of the brain. Okay, clear? It is divided into, third point, it is composed of 3 parts. Directly we saw that first one, olfactory lobe. Work that you know, responsible for smell. only this thing you know, because only this thing is in your syllabus. So many things that you in higher classes that you know about the olfactory lobe, so many things, so many works are the olfactory lobe, but in your course that is this one only. So many questions will be arise that which part is responsible for smell. One question will become that some in some room agarbatti will just blow, or the perfume will blow. So many questions. All clear? Second one, cerebrum. First point, it is the largest part of forebrain. First thing, learn. Second part, it occupy 4/5 part of the forebrain. 2 point is clear. Okay, it consists of 4 lobes. Number 1, frontal lobe, parietal lobe, third, temporal lobe, and the last one is occipital lobe. So from here that you know one thing, it was the largest part, it was the largest part of the, that one is forebrain. So maximum and maximum work will be done by that cerebrum, maximum work. Okay, now it's work time. Now come to its work, because the function is important rather than other thing. Okay, the function of that is cerebrum. Okay, now if I am going to see the function, okay, suppose that one thing, suppose you have to, you already go somewhere, it means out of station, and before 10 years ago, okay, 10 years ago you have to go one out of station in some places. So at that time, not this time, it is serious condition after the lockdown or after the serious condition, some of your friend want to go there. So at that time you told one thing, before going you saw that thing which was famous on that place. Okay, because what are you doing in that time? Because before 10 years ago you already just go through that. Okay, you just recall the memories. It means the memory will be stored in your brain, memory will be stored, already stored. Okay, you just, what you do, you just recall that one, you just recall that memories. Okay, so where the memory will be stored, that is cerebrum, where the memory is stored, that is cerebrum. Okay, so many functions are that. Okay, it means first memory, second emotion, third willpower, third is willpower, intelligence, fifth one is that is experience, sixth one is sixth one is what, that is learning or what was learning. Okay, so this sixth one. Okay, it control the muscles sensation. It also control the muscular sensation. Yeah, muscular sensation means whatever that feel in your muscles, that okay, you have to know about. Second thing is or the seventh one is what? Consciousness means that, you know, suppose that one that one one directly log consciousness consciousness condition. Eighth one is also help for touch, taste, touch taste, pain, temperature of body, etc. There are so many things, because this is the largest part of the forebrain, so maximum work will be done by this. Okay, so first you write this one. Okay, write it. So I think so many functions, some more functions are still left from cerebrum, which was that I cover in the next lecture. So first you prepare the notes till now, from till, okay, up to the one. In next lecture I think that brain and spinal cord will be completed, and I think the second chapter is also completed. So some not it is online classes. Okay, only we will I will cover it, but so many things are left also in the second chapter, so many questions, because I'm not going to give you some questions, so many questions are there. Okay, so later we will discuss about that. Thank you.